Fred, did you attend the previous engagement?
Unfortunately, I did not attend.
Oh, okay. I see here from the chat, Hope is telling us computer communication. Thank you, Hope. We looked at computer communication and specifically we looked at the limitations of computer communication and the importance of computer communication. Can you briefly give me the importances of computer communication? A few importances of computer communication. You unmute your mic and then contribute.
Computer communication enables sharing of resources.
Thank you, Fred. That's one. Hope your hand is up.
Computer communication provides online employment such as telecommuting.
Thank you, Hope. That's another advantage or importance of computer communication. Aisha, do you have anything to say about the importance of computer communication? Not really? Okay. So under the resources, we've talked of sharing of resources, and under the resources, we have hardware. For example, you can talk of printers. We have other resources like software. So you can actually separate these points. You say that, for example, the first one, you can say it allows sharing of hardware. And the example for that can be printers. Then you can also say it allows sharing of software. So those are already 2 points. Instead of saying resources generally, you can separate them that way. Computer communication also helps you in communicating. So it facilitates communications between people. And we said that this is basically done through the email. We gave electronic mail as an example for that. And apart from sharing hardware and software, computer communication will also help you share and transfer data stored on other computers that are connected on the network. So you can get data and information from other computers that are also connected on the internet. Other importances, we've talked of online learning, online employment. So we can also look at the limitations of computer communication briefly. Can I have a few give us some limitations of computer communication? Oh, thank you, Hope. I see you've typed data theft under the chat. That's one limitation. Can we have another one? Fred, your hand is up.
Since we have said that under computer communication, there is sharing of softwares as well as hardwares, I think there might be even there is a high risk of spread of computer virus. and other malicious software and other malicious damage to computers.
Oh, thank you, Fred. That's another one, another limitation. Apart from data theft, it is easy, by the way, to spread viruses under computer communication. This is because the computers are already connected on the network. So if one computer gets infected by the virus, it is very easy for other computers to also share the same virus. That's another limitation for us. Thank you. Any other from anyone? We also looked at the cost. Yes, Fred.
Then another thing I was thinking that since it depends which kind of communication or which kind of channel have we used. For example, if we have networked computers, in the sense that if there is a breakage in the source of network, it means that the other computers will not be able to communicate.
Thank you, Fred, for that. So we said that if the server computer gets a problem or if it breaks down, the whole system will break down. So you will not be able to do anything on any computer since they are connected and the server computer is affected. So if it breaks down, station. Thank you. Any other? Okay, apart from that, we also looked at exposure to external exploits. So, and we said that it's very easy for those computers to get attacked. And we also looked at automatic downloads. Then I think we can start off with what we have today. So today we are going to look at the transmission channels or transmission media. Remember we said that you cannot transmit data. Data cannot be transmitted unless you have a media or a channel through which this data is going to be transmitted. So we look at these transmission channels or transmission media, and then we look at them in details. So before I start, do you have anyone who can try out what transmission media can mean? What do you think transmission media is or transmission channel? Fred, your hand is up.
Transmission channel is like a passage of, it's like a passage which can help one computer to communicate with another. For example, we can use like the cables, and in the cables we might be having like fiber optics, we have the coaxial cable, and the
Thank you, Fred, for that input. You had gone off. I don't know whether you had finished. So from the word transmission, remember we said we replaced transmission with a sending and receiving. So when you look at these transmission channels or media, basically they will help in sending and receiving the data and information. Can I have Amy read for us what is on the screen? Aisha, you on? Can you read for us what you're seeing on your screen?
In brackets, channels. Transmission media refers to the physical materials that are used to transmit data between computers. For communications between computers that are linked by cable, there are three choices. I'm done.
Thank you, Aisha. So when you look at transmission media, we mean those physical materials that will help you transmit data between computers, just like we've said before. So these channels are going to be used to send data and then to receive data from computer A to another computer. And these channels, they are basically categorized into three, or they are based in three choices, as we are going to see. So when you look at transmission media, it is supposed to be a physical material that is used to transmit data between computers. So you cannot transmit data between computers unless the channels are available, unless you have these channels. So we look at the three choices we have. The first one is twisted wire. We have what we call coaxial cable. And lastly, Fred talked about it, the fiber optic line. So those are the three choices we have, and we are going to look at each one of them in details. So we see which one is much expensive to use. We see which one is very easy to set up and which one is very hard to set up, which one is user friendly, and others. So we are starting off with a twisted wire today. And when we look at twisted wire or twisted pair cables, it comes in two varieties. We have what we call STP and UTP. STP is shielded twisted pair cable, and then UTP is unshielded twisted pair cable. And we continue, or we proceed to say that UTP is the most popular. That is the unshielded twisted pair. We are going to look at why it is said to be the most popular. So the diagram you're seeing there, or the snap you're seeing there on your screen, is for a twisted pair cable. We are going to get to know if it is unshielded or shielded. Remember, we've said that under twisted pair cable, we have two, and that is the shielded pair cable and the unshielded. So we are going to look at these two in details after knowing that we have twisted pair cable as a channel or a media that is used to transmit data and information. We also need to know that these twisted pair cables are categorized into two, which are the shielded and the unshielded. So here we look at shielded and unshielded. Can I have someone read for us what is on the screen? Hope, can you read for us what is on your screen?
Differences between shielded twisted pair cable and unshielded twisted pair cable. Shielded twisted pair cable in bracket STP has the individual pairs of wires wrapped in foil, which are then wrapped again for double protection. Unshielded twisted pair cable into brackets UTP has each pair of wires twisted together. Those wires are then wrapped in tubing without any protection.
Thank you, Hope. So when you look at shielded, twisted pair cable and unshielded, one of them is double wrapped, and double wrapped is basically done for double protection. So I assume that we have some Bagandas here, and you know what a shield is.
Yes.
What is a shield in your local language, Hope?
Engabo.
Yeah, it is engabo, and it is, do you know the purpose of that engabo?
Is it for protection?
Perfect, thank you. So, so you can actually relate that knowledge to this. We have shielded twisted pair cable and unshielded. Unshielded is the opposite of shielded. So we look at shielded twisted pair cable. We mean that these cables, they are wrapped, and the basic reason for this, for double wrapping, is for double protection. So if at all unshielded has gotten only one foil, then the shielded will have double because of that protection that is needed for it. So we continue with our differences. Can we have someone else read for us? Fred, can you read for us, please? Fred is not on. Anyone that is ready? Yes, Professor. Okay. You read for us, Professor. Your hand is up. Professor, are you talking? We can't hear anything. Hope, can you help Professor? Maybe the network is poor on his side or her side, I don't know.
Okay, where should I start from?
You start off with a shielded, twisted, and go ahead.
Shielded twisted pair cable has the individual pairs of wires wrapped in foil, which are then wrapped again for double protection. Unshielded twisted pair cable has each pair of wires twisted together. Those wires are then wrapped in tubing without any other protection.
Okay, thank you. So when we look at shielded and unshielded, we continue to say that for unshielded, there is actually no protection that is done because it is not double foiled. And the purpose for double foiling under shielded is for double protection. So we are going to look at those two. We look at the advantages after accomplishing the differences between the two. We are going to see how one is more advantageous over the other. And then we'll also look at the limitations of each, or the disadvantages of each. So I want us to brainstorm and think of how do you think shielded differ from unshielded in terms of cost? So if you need a lot of foils for shielded to come up with the shielded pair cable, and you need less to come up with unshielded, which one do you think is more expensive?
I think shielded is more expensive.
Perfect, thank you, Hope. So shielded will be more expensive. Can we think of another difference? Any other difference in terms of let's talk of the speed. Which one do you think is more speedy than the other? Fred, you're on and off. Okay, for shielded, just like we've said, it is expensive. It is expensive and mainly to set up. You will find that it is expensive, and not only expensive, but also difficult to set up. So I'm sharing again my screen so that we can proceed with the advantages of one of them. So UTP is unshielded. It is an abbreviation for unshielded twisted pair cable. We look at the advantages because we've said that we said shielded is more expensive. So you expect low cost under unshielded, under the advantages of unshielded twisted pair cable. And the basic advantage we have here, it's the cheapest form of cable available for networking purposes. So you're looking for the cheapest cable You want to network your computers and you're looking for the cheapest one, think of unshielded twisted pair cable. We also have another advantage. Hope, can you read for us that advantage?
It is easy to handle and install. By the way, teacher, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Like, okay, how do these like unshielded twisted pair cable and shielded look like? Okay, I'm confused. Okay, are they these cables maybe in our houses?
Oh, just after that, the disadvantages, so we are going to have some pictures of both shielded and unshielded, and we are going to look at the difference in their pictures, in their real sense. So you're going to have a look at them.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay, madam.
Yeah. So the other advantage we are looking at here of unshielded is that unshielded twisted pair cable is very easy to handle and install. Since there are no mob folds, just like we looked at the introduction, so you'll find out that no double protection needed and no double foils that are needed. That is making it very easy to install and very easy to handle. However, there are some disadvantages of unshielded. Unshielded will mean that there is no protection because the purpose of a shield is to protect. And we said that unshielded actually provides double protection. So you do not expect a lot of protection for unshielded twisted pair cable. And the first demerit here we have is prone to external interference. So you expect a lot of interferences if you're using unshielded twisted pair cable. Be it, we can take an example, a radio and a phone. I think you've all tried using your phone when the radio is on, isn't it? Rauben Majila. So you tend to hear some interferences in the network of the radio. So it's you can take it as an example here for unshielded twisted pair cable. These cables are prone to external interference. Any interference, the network can get off.
Yes, madam.
We also have what we call prone to crosstalk. And when we talk of crosstalk, it means all the unwanted signals in a communication channel. In brackets, we have as in a telephone, radio, or computer, transference of energy from another circuit. So the unwanted signals are what we call the crosstalk, and these signals are very common under the unshielded twisted pair cable. Then the transmission of data under unshielded is not secure. So it is unable to provide secure transmission of data. Majila, can you unmute your mic? Mute your mic, sorry, mute your mic for a while. We are getting some noise from, thank you. Hope you are asking about the picture of shielded and unshielded. So what we have now on our screen is shielded twisted pair cable. And that's how it looks like. it is double protected. You see this is the first protection and this one is the second one. So it's double protected to make sure that there is no interference in the network, there is no crosstalk and others. Then the unshielded twisted pair cable looks like that. So you find that it's not shielded like the other one. It's not double shielded. There is only this. And for shielded, it had two of them. The comparison is there. We can actually get the difference clear from here. So when you look at the shielded, this one is the shielded twisted pair cable, and this one is the unshielded. And you can clearly see here that there is no shielding added here. When you look at the first one, you can see the shielding that is included. So that's the difference between the two in terms of diagrams. The one that has gotten more shieldings is the shielded twisted pair cable. And then the other one with no shielding is the unshielded twisted pair cable. And we have said that in terms of cost, shielded twisted pair cable is expensive compared to the unshielded. And unshielded being cheap, it is going to make it very common. And that's why we said that non-shielded or unshielded is the most popular cable that is used all over, because it is not expensive and it is actually very easy to handle. Not only to handle, but also very easy to install. So if a question comes asking for why people prefer unshielded to shielded, you know what to answer. You talk of the cost, it is cheap. You talk of the installation, it is very easy to install. And then you can also talk of handling. It is very easy to handle. However, if you're looking at the quality, then the shielded will be better. But if you're looking at the cost and the friendliness in using and installations, then you will go with unshielded twisted pair cable. Before we proceed, do you have any question? Anyone with a question about what we've covered so far? No question? Okay. So I want us to go through this, the services that Yaaka provides to us. However, I wanted us to first have some questions. You put some questions about shielded or unshielded. If you do not have, I will put across a question and then we discuss it. Okay, I'm putting forward this question. I hope everyone is on. You give me the characteristics of shielded twisted pair cable and then the unshielded. So we are looking at the characteristics. So first, let's look at the shielded characteristics of shielded twisted pair cable. Awaiting for your contributions. Yes, Aisha.
The characteristics of shielded pair cables.
Yes.
They have double layers.
Thank you. They are double layered. They are double layered. Another one from another person. Yes, Hope, your hand is up.
I'm trying.
It's okay, please.
Like shielded, the characteristics of shielded twisted pair cable. It has a metal wrapper around each of them.
Come again, please.
Like each shielded twisted pair cable has a metal wrapper around it.
Yeah, and that will also help in the protection of that cable.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other? Yes, Henry.
I'm also trying.
It's
They are
okay.
twisted together.
Come again. Anyone who heard him properly, clearly, to repeat for us what he just said?
He said they are twisted together.
Oh, they are twisted together. Thank you, Henry. Another one? Ruben. Ruben, your mic is unmuted. You want to say out something? Can we talk of Henry, your hand is still up. Can we talk of the noise and electromagnetic interferences? Interferences under shielded. Do you think they are interferences or they are less interferences under shielded?
There are less interference.
Thank you, Hope. So when you look at the shielded twisted pair cables and you're talking of interferences, you'll find out that they are less interferences. Noise and electromagnetic interferences are not very high. They are not actually high as for unshielded. Any other feature that we can talk of under the shielded twisted pair cable? Can we look at the unshielded? Features of the unshielded twisted pair cable? Talk of the cost, talk of the interferences we've just looked at and others. Yes, Hope.
Like the unshielded twisted pair cable is cheap.
Thank you. That's one. It is very cheap. And when you look at the shielded is expensive. It is expensive to set up, and the installations are also expensive. So when you look at unshielded, it is cheap. That's one. Another one, talk of the interferences. Henry, can you phrase for us that point of interferences under unshielded? It seems off. So remember, we said that this unshielded is prone to these interferences. So noise and other electromagnetic noise and other interferences are at a very high rate. So you expect a lot of interferences when you're using unshielded twisted pair cable. Apart from that, any other feature for this? We can also talk of the crosstalk. Hope.
They are highly prone to crosstalks.
Thank you. That's another one for unshielded. Unshielded are highly prone to crosstalk. And when you talk of the quality, remember we said that though shielded is expensive, it is not actually prone to these crosstalks. Okay, the other cables, the fiber optic, I think we can look at them in the next engagement. We have 10 minutes left. I want us to go through these packages of Yaaka. Unless there is a question before we look at this, because it's not part of the UTP and STP. Hope, do you have any question about UTP and STP?
Actually, teacher, like, okay, I've understood how they look like. But okay, where they used maybe, yeah, okay, I'm just confused there, like where they are used. I'm just confused. Okay, like if I hear a person saying cable, like what the first thing I think of these cables, maybe in our houses, okay, people smanga remove that cable like that. So I'm just confused there, but I've understood all of the things you have told, but okay, I'm just only confused on that part.
Okay. Henry, can you help her out on that? Not really. Hope.
Madam, my network is not good.
Oh, your network is not good. It's okay. Hope you have a computer lab at school.
Yes.
Are those computers connected on the
Yes.
network?
Yeah.
Have you gotten a chance of looking at the server, where the server of the computer, where the server is?
Yes.
So when you look at the wiring, the network wiring, you can easily see these cables. The cables are very many, you're right. They are you have USB cables, you have Ethernet cables, and they all look different. But how we differentiate them is looking at those, for example, the STP and UTP, looking at how they look like. But basically, these STPs and UTP, they are used when you're installing, for example, when you install phone or when you install network wiring, you will need to use one of these cables. So they can be used in, they are actually used in networking. You know, in computers, when those computers are being connected on the network and you can access Wi-Fi in your computer lab, there are those cables that are connected on those computers and then to the server. So when you look at those cables critically, you can easily differentiate which kind of cables they used. Clear?
Yes.
All right. So we look at the services. These free lessons are actually ending next week. So we do encourage you to subscribe on Yaaka to continue with the lessons and then get access of more resources like notes for all subjects, like question papers, assignments, quizzes, and so on. So for online classes, you pay only 500,000, and this amount of money is for a full year. For a class year, you will need only 500, and that is for all the subjects, including teacher-student interaction. By holding, yes.
How about for a month, like not for?
How about for a month? Now, that for a month, when we talk of paying 500 for a class year or a full year, Hope can accomplish senior 5 in only 1 month. So our full year, the full year we talk about here is not like the full year for physical schooling, because when you log into our website, you get the access for all the subjects. Now, if you only pay for 1 month, you will not actually get the morale of paying for other months, because you already have the access for all whatever that is on the website. So that's why we put it at 500. You pay for once. If you want to accomplish everything in 1 month, it is okay. It means you will study day and night. But once you get the access for the resources, it is a good one, and it is the access for all the resources, including all what I've told you. Apart from that, if you want other packages, there is also downloading. You download notes and other materials. For a single subject, you will need only 10,000. If you want all the subjects and you're in primary, you will only need 30,000. And for secondary, you will need 50,000 only. So you can access them through our website. The link is there on your screen. And apart from this, we also have Educare services, and we have 2 days free. You can get the access for 2 days free of charge. Then decide. Henry, your hand is up. You want to say out something?
Yes, like some of us are like other options are not taught, like share e-commerce. So what solution do you have for us?
Fred and Hope, did you hear him clearly? I didn't get him properly.
He said like some other students have options, like maybe Sire, commerce, like that. So and they weren't okay. In this free word they gave us, they weren't teaching us those subjects. So are those subjects also being included in your services?
I don't know whether I've gotten it clearly, but are you asking whether there are some subjects that are not taught in engagements or?
Okay, yes, like, okay, in your services, are there also subjects, like, are there also subjects apart from sciences, but other subjects like CRE, IRE, commerce, and
Yes, our website has gotten all the subjects. All the subjects are there. So all the resources, be it a science subject or another art subject, all the subjects are there on the website. Have I answered you?
yes.
Yes, but teacher, like what I was saying,
Mm,
yeah, like
yes.
here on Zoom, will
Mm.
those other subjects be taught? Because some of us we are like 2-1 who offer them. So will they
Oh,
be taught?
okay. They are actually recruiting more teachers. So every subject is going to have more than one teacher. So expect all the engagements of all the teachers, all the subjects. So they are all going to be taught. Have I answered you, Henry?
Yeah, you have answered me, teacher.
Right. So I was taking you through this, the 2 days free access. Then you can also get what we call bronze. Bronze, we have bronze level, silver, gold, platinum. So for bronze is only 20,000. For it is 70. If you want platinum, 100. Platinum is for a full year. Gold is for just a half a year, then 50 is for 3 months, and those who want per month. So we encourage you to subscribe to this and to also visit our website for more. Unless there is a question. I thank you for attending. If you have a question, we have 1 minute left. You can put it forward. If you do not have, a good evening.
Thank you, madam, for teaching.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you for the lesson.
Welcome. Thank you too.